of January 2014. You're watching KTN Weekend at 1. My name is Najma Ismail. Police in GILGIL have recovered assorted Kenya Defence Force uniforms and gear from a suspect said to be behind a number of armed robberies in the town. The officers also recovered a pistol and 15 rounds of ammunition from the suspect's house in one of the town's estate after a tip-off from members of the public.
Since October last year, police in GILGIL have been searching for the suspect behind the robbery of one pistol that had been stolen from the GILGIL Deputy OCPD's house. In the period, the pistol had been used to rob and shoot two members of the public who included a senior government officer. It was until an anonymous tip from a member of the public that the police were led into the home of a 25-year-old man in Site Estate.
Tulipata habari kutoka kwa mtu ambaye wamekuwa wakiongea na mshukiwa, ndio aliweza kutuelekeza, tukaenda kwa nyumba yake tukaweza kupata hizi vitu.
Upon searching the suspect's house, the police were in shock over the items they found. Among them, 15 rounds of ammunition, Kenya Defence Forces gears from jackets, boots, daggers, trench jackets and other pairs of uniform from the National Youth Service. During the incident, the officers managed to recover electronic items like TV, laptops and radios from the suspect. What was more astonishing is that the suspect had a photo of himself in Kenya Defence Force attires. The police say the suspect will be arraigned in court facing various charges. However, investigations are still ongoing to establish how he acquired all the items. Ian Ofula, KTN.
Now, on yet another disturbing news from our roads, 8 people died on the spot after the matatu they were traveling in overturned along the CHOGORIA Chuka Road in Meru. Among the dead were 3 children. It is believed the driver of the matatu was overspeeding to make maximum use of the 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. time allowed for PSV to ferry passengers.
6 people aboard the fateful matatu died on the spot, while 2 others died upon arriving at the CHOGORIA hospital. According to eyewitnesses, the public service vehicle meant to carry only 14 passengers was actually ferrying 22. Notably, the driver of the matatu managed to go past several police roadblocks without being arrested or even stopped for ferrying excess passengers.
They were huge in number. We had about 3 children, and 3 men.
Witnesses say that besides carrying too many people, the driver was speeding along the CHOGORIA Chuka Road and lost control of the vehicle, which overturned several times, killing the driver, 3 children and 4 others. Other passengers sustained serious injuries and are being treated at CHOGORIA Hospital. The matatu was traveling from Meru to Nairobi when the incident happened at 2 p.m. Friday afternoon. Catherine Omwando, KTN.
Over 10 legislators from Ukambani region have attributed the runaway accidents on Kenyan roads on laxity in the Transport Ministry and Traffic Department to enforce road safety regulations. The lawmakers have urged the government to lift the ban on night travel for public service vehicles and instead reintroduce and enforce the Mishuki rules that were once used to effectively reduce road carnage.
The members of parliament from Lower Eastern spoke during the burial of Philip Mutua Kisoi, who was a brother to and driver of Mboni MP Michael Kisoi. The late Kisoi died on Christmas Eve at Mtito Andei in a road accident involving Horizon Bus and Spring Bus along the Mombasa-Nairobi highway. Latest road accident statistics from the Traffic Police Department indicate that 3,191 people perished on the Kenyan roads last year, an increase of 2% when compared to 2012. The police records show that the number of fatal road accidents reduced by 3% last year when compared to the same period in 2012. Lawmakers say statistics on road accidents are alarming and accuse traffic and transport officers of sleeping on the job.
This is not a casual problem. It does not require a casual address. It requires serious thinking. So the government, unless it is bankrupt of new ideas, must lead the way to solve this problem once and for all. Ukiangalia statistics za National Transport Authority ile ilitoa juzi inasema watu mbele ya 3,000 wamepoteza maisha kwa barabara hii mwaka peke yake. Hiyo ni kumaanisha ni kama kwa siku sisi upoteza watu karibu 10 ama juu ya 10 kwa barabara. Sio jambo la kupendeza.
It has come to the high time that the traffic department starts signing performance contracts.
With hundreds of passengers reported stranded in various up-country destinations and the coast due to the ban on night travel that was slapped on PSV operators late last year, Matungulu lawmaker Stephen Mule says the ban on night travel will only cause more traffic jams and nip in the bud the dream for a 24-hour working economy.
Banning of public transport at night is not a solution. The solution is very simple. The national government need to give very clear directives to the county governments to make sure that Mishuki rules zinafuatwa mpaka kwa baiskeli. Wakifunga barabara usiku, na hii ni digital government, wanarudi analog. Kwa sababu tunaua ile tunaita 24-hour economy. Sisi watu wa Ukambani na wale barabara kuu ya Mombasa inapitia, kuna watoto wetu wameandikwa pale Mtito Andei, wameandikwa Kinyambu, wameandikwa Kambu, na walikuwa wanategemea hiyo mabasi inatembea usiku, wamekosa kazi.
Patika Mimo, KTN.
Interior Cabinet Secretary Joseph Olelenku has urged administrators in county governments and the police to be more strict on persons behind the production of illicit brew. Olelenku says that the number of people who have been affected by the side effects of the illicit brew is worrying, with many either dying or losing their eyesight. Many women in the villages have also raised concerns that their sons and husbands are too engaged in taking the brew, making them less productive. He further praised the efforts of Nakada Chairman John Mutudo in placing strict policies on alcohol and other drugs, stating that he is competent for the job and deserves maximum support from the government and members of the public.
Ningesema kabisa hiyo mtu anakunywa pombe haramu utaenda kulala chini, vile wanasema unalala sio kwa kitanda, utalala kwa jela. Utaenda jela kabisa, kwa sababu sasa haufai. Na kwa hivyo administrators na polisi na sisi wote, hiyo pombe haramu na kada, tuko na imani kwamba Mutudho ana ujasiri ya kutosha, akona nia nzuri kupigana na hii pombe, na sisi tunaunga wale wote wanahusika katika vita hiyo, kwa sababu ni vita ambayo inatuharibia vijana wetu, inaharibu maisha ya taifa hili, na hatuwezi kubali kama serikali hiyo pombe haramu kuendelea.
Women in Mathare under the umbrella body Wanawake Mashinani initiative today held a peaceful demonstration against gender violence, rape and insecurity in the area. They are asking the government to intervene in protecting the human rights of women living in the area by providing security and take stiff measures on the culprits of acts such as rape that have been on the rise in Mathare. Dozens of women have fallen victim to various spats of insecurity that have led to loss of their heads of families, leaving them vulnerable to gender violence and abuse.
Every Kenyan has the basic necessities of life, and that we live in peace and amity. So this gathering, I think, is very important as affirming the values of the Constitution.
Today, we wanted to sensitize the community about the issues of GBV, because we've realized here in Mathare, most of the cases goes unreported, or people have that fear. They don't want to come out. And also we wanted to inform them that if you report that you have been raped, you can be assisted.
On what now seems to be another devolution wrangle starting this new year. Speakers of county assemblies are demanding to be allowed by the Transition Authority to continue recruiting county assembly staff. Speaking during the Thanksgiving ceremony of Meru County Assembly Speaker Joseph Kaberia at his home in Meru, Elgeyo Marakwet County Assembly Speaker, who is also the Secretary General of Counties Assembly Speakers Forum, Albert Koche, reminded the Transitional Authority that county government was not employing just to employ, but was employing on a need basis. Among those attended the ceremony were county assembly speakers from Machakos, Kisumu, Nyeri, Embu, Elgeyo Marakwet, and Kiambu counties.
I know county assemblies are not employment bureaus. We only employ for purposes of making sure that we operate. So when we are told, please don't employ, and we expect them to perform and deliver results. It is high time that we should realize that and we be allowed to do our work.
We want to remind TIE, led by Wamandi, that county governments are not just employed for the sake of employment. We employ on a need basis, and they have no constitutional jurisdiction to begin controlling the counties that stop recruitment.
Tomato farmers in Kajiado are up in arms over what they term exploitation by the government. This is after the county government released a circular regulating the size of the crates in which tomatoes ought to be transported out of the area. One entrepreneur found himself on the wrong side of the law when she was stopped for inspection at the Emali Junction. The checks revealed that she had packed the tomatoes she was ferrying to the city in the wrong crates. The owner of the canter was detained until she agreed to unpack the tomatoes and pack them afresh in the right crates. Farmers, however, complain that the fact that other counties have not passed a similar law leaves them open to exploitation. They now want the government to standardize the requirements in order to create a level playing field.
Kama ni county council ya Kajiado either hiyo sheria waeke iwekwe, serikali ipitishe ikuwe kila mahali, ikuwe sasa nyanya yote ni uniform inabebwa Tarubo, lakini sio Kajiado county peke yake. Sokoni bado tunapatana na wengine hawana hiyo sheria.
Members of the TUGEN community at Salawa village in Baringo County came out in large numbers yesterday to take part in reviving what used to be their annual TUGEN Cultural Festival. The ceremony seeks to reunite the community members living in the urban centers and was organized and sponsored by Baringo County's Senate and Women Representatives Office. The colorful event was marked by cultural music and dance competition participated by both the young and the old, dressed in their traditional regalia and ornaments. It was also an opportunity for long-lost friends to establish contacts once again. The event is expected to be happening annually.
Kila jamii dunia yote, hakuna jamii mimi ninajua ambaye haina culture yake. Kitu cha pili, sheria yetu ya constitution hii yenye tuko nayo imesema kwamba culture ya watu lazima iheshimiwe na hata iinuliwe iende juu.
Nyinyi mkianzisha kitu kama hivi hapa ama culture, maybe every week tunagoja ndoka hapa, wale watalii wanaopita hapa hawatapita, watasimama kwanza, si ndio? Watasimama hapa, wananunua vitu, wanaangalia vile mna dance na mnapata pesa. Kwa hivyo hii utalii, hii mambo ya culture tunaona leo vile vile itasaidia nyinyi kwa kupatia riziki.
Well, that's it on KTN Weekend at 1. Thank you for watching. My name is Najma Ismail.